It's about 7:30 a.m. on the homestead. I'm the Frugal Gardener. Today is August the 16th. Why is that important? Well, it's important because this is around the time of year where most gardeners, at least in the U.S., are starting their seeds for the fall, or should I say, planting their starters for the fall. I, on the other hand, am still trying to salvage what's left of my summer garden. This is a little bit of a preview of what happened to part of my garden, and I have made it my business to try and salvage it by replanting in a lot of areas in what I call my summer garden reboot or summer garden 2.0, and this is part of that. The reason why today's date is important is because there's still time for me to grow summer vegetables. As a matter of fact, I checked the frost date before I planted this, and my frost date for zone 6B is not until the middle of October. But not only that, I found a way to narrow your frost date down by your area, by your neighborhood. So that's even more specific. Is it scientifically proven? No. I mean, the Farmer's Almanac will give you your region, your frost date for your region, but this will give you by zip code. And if you stick to the end of this video, which is not going to be very long because it's drizzling, I will give you that address. This way you can punch in your zip code and it will tell you when your frost date is, well, on average anyway. So, what did I do? I took what I had, as usual. I'm still the Frugal Gardener. These are cinder blocks I had way up there in the back, near where that, well, behind one of those tubs. These are 40-pound, roughly 40-pound cinder blocks. I put them there because I learned my lesson from this over here. I'm not giving up on this. It's just that I'm not going to do anything with this summer and probably this year. But all this down here is a reminder to me so that I need to block this in the event that this decides to move. I didn't think that was going to move, and it did. So, fool me once. This will hold back anything that comes down from here. I decided to use this in here to see if I can grow cherry tomatoes. This is my mini rocket garden. I call it my rocket garden because everything in here is going to grow fast. So fast, it will be producing and I will be harvesting before the first frost. Now, in my area, the first frost is around the middle of October. According to this website that I use, I'm not promoting the website, but I punched in my zip code and my first frost is not supposed to be until the 28th of October. Keep in mind, today is the 16th. So, do the math. If you do 16th of August, 16th of October, that gives me a cushion. And even if the weather does change, I can cover this and I can still get a good harvest out of it. So what am I growing? What can I grow in 60 days or less? Well, I've already mentioned these are cherry tomatoes. Yes, I'm taking a risk putting those in cinder blocks, but I figure why not? We'll see what happens. If I get cherry tomatoes out of this, it'll be fine now. And you're probably saying cherry tomatoes. Tomatoes take 90 days, more than 90 days, some cases, to grow. How are you going to get these in 60 days? Well, these are cherry tomatoes. So cherry tomatoes are smaller, they grow faster. I put a couple of them in here, and I threw a couple of seeds in here. And these guys, you might see, I kind of got a little bit of a head start. And that squash, summer squash, which also grows in about 60 days. But if you look at the date, because these were starters, I started 8/4. So again, today is 8/16. And up in the front here, you'll see this in a couple, well, I guess in about a week, are radishes. So there's 3 or 4 radishes that I have planted in front here. So there's radishes, cherry tomatoes, squash, and I saved the bulk of the garden for last. This is actually what started it all. And these are mustard greens. This whole row in here is all mustard greens. This is what gave me the idea to help try and compensate for what I lost over here. So mustard greens all up and down here. And these are going to take, again, about 2 months. So it's going to be interesting because I haven't tried to jam this much into such a small area before. And this is why I'm calling this my mini rocket garden, because it's only about 8 feet wide. So we're going to see what happens. I'm not going to keep you guys long. It's starting to rain, starting to drizzle a little bit. And I have other projects that I have been doing. I kept these, had to recover my sweet potatoes up here, but that's, I'm getting ahead of myself. I replanted a couple of different things in a couple of different places, and they are doing well. So, as I promised, I said that I would give you guys the address, the website address, to where you can get a more specific time frame of your first frost. And it is almanac.com. That's ALMANAC.com. ALMANAC.com. And like I said, according to the Farmer's Almanac, I'm in Zone 6B. So they're telling me the middle of October. This is giving me October the 28th, so towards the end of October. And that gives me a bit of a cushion. But I'm excited about this project. I'm almost tempted to show you the 2 other small gardens that I put in, but I'm going to save that for now. I'm going to save that for my 2.0/reboot update video, which I'm going to put out next week. So that's it for today. I hope you guys subscribe because, once again, there's a lot going on. I think I've been able to bounce back, and it's a smaller garden, a smaller version of what I originally planted for this summer, but I have a couple of areas similar to this one that are producing, and I will be showing that soon. So please subscribe, stay with me. I am the Frugal Gardener, and remember what I always tell you: when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. Catch you guys in a few days.